Welcome back. In this video, which is a collaboration between myself, A Noble Touch Crafts, and Julie's Wreath Boutique, I'm going to show you how to make this really pretty ribbon chandelier using the Dollar Tree bicycle wheel wreath frame. Stay tuned and I will show you how to make it. Hey y'all, this is the bicycle wheel wreath challenge between myself and my very, very good friends, Michelle from A Noble Touch Crafts and Julie from Julie's Wreath Boutique. So many people of you have been asking what to do with these bicycle wreath frames. So we got together, came up with this collaboration so that you can see several different things that you can make with one of these. When you're done watching this video, check out the description box down below. I'm going to have a link to their videos. So go watch their videos and leave them a little purple heart in the comments and a few kind words if you like. The purple heart is going to let them know that you came from my channel to go over there and check them out, okay? So anyway, let's get into this. What you're going to need, of course, the bicycle wheel wreath ring. This one is 14 inches. So, you know, if you buy this from another company, if your Dollar Tree doesn't have it, just keep in mind that this one is 14 inches. You're also going to need one of these little plastic terrarium planters from the Dollar Tree. See, they hang up like this, and you can put rocks and your plants in there, and then you water it through here. You're going to need some painter's tape. You're also going to need some spray paint. This is semi-gloss white from Rust-Oleum. And this is a metallic gold from Rust-Oleum as well. And this came from Walmart. Now this craft is not difficult at all. There's just a lot of steps, okay? Bear with me. It's going to be okay. First off, I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to spray paint it white. Why? Because it's dark. It's dark. My pencil's in the way. Hello. Get over there. And the things that I'm going to be using are all going to be light colored. Okay, there's going to be some lavender, some pearl, some white, some gold. And I don't want this to show through any of it, okay? That's why I'm going to paint it. You don't have to if you don't want to. That's just a step that you won't have to take. So I'm going to set this off to the side. I'm going to throw it in the floor is what I'm going to do. And now let's take the tag off of this. Now, you can leave this clear, but you know what? I wanted some of this to be gold so that when you're looking at it, you know, and you're going to see, well, you saw it at the beginning of the video, but you're going to see here in a little bit what I'm talking about. I wanted to kind of cover this up in the back so that we can focus on the plant that's going to go in here later. And I know there's going to be a lot of supplies in this, so in the description box, I'm also going to try my very best to put a list of everything that I used, okay? So what I'm going to do with this painter's tape is we're going to block off half of this, okay? We're going to block off half of it, and I'm going to start probably right about here. I want to cover up this hole, okay, because I don't want the spray paint going inside. So I'm just going to take this tape. I'm going to start with a short piece so as not to aggravate myself. Let's see, and we'll just go right here. Like so, and then make sure that you really, really smooth down the edges, okay? Because that's what's going to stop the paint from seeping underneath. And then I'm just going to go all the way around. And then we're going to take the tape and we're going to block off all of this, okay? Now, when I take it outside to paint it, I want to have the open side facing down so that I can paint all of this and we don't have to worry about the paint getting on the inside. But anyway, let me finish taping this up. I'm going to show you what that looks like when I come back, and then we'll go paint it. All right, so I went ahead. I've got all of this taped up here, and I taped up the little hanging doohickey up here, okay? Because you don't want your doohickey hanging out, so I taped that up. And so we're just going to set it face down like this. Spray paint with the gold, and I'm going to paint the wheel white, and then we'll come back, and we're going to start to decorate it. All right, so we are back. The wheel has been painted white, and this has the gold half on it. And see, now I do have a little spot right here and a little spot, yeah, right there that I need to go back and fix. But that is a really easy fix. You can take acetone, you know, nail polish remover, put it on a Q-tip, and just lightly buff it, and then wipe it off because you don't want it to mar your plastic. Sometimes rubbing alcohol will get it off if it's just a tiny little bit of paint. A lot of times that'll take it off, or you can just take your nail and just scratch it and it'll come off. But it's okay. Like I said, we'll fix it later. And that gave us something nice to look at from the front, like I said, so that you can't see through it and the background is not going to detract from what's on the inside. So we're just going to set that off to the side. Now let's talk about all of the goodies that I have here. I found this at Walmart. This is a set of 8 different types of ribbon, and it tells you the length, and you get a pretty good amount. And right off top of my head, I don't think I have the receipt, but right off top of my head, can't remember how much this was. It wasn't a whole lot, like $7, something like that. And then I just got some lace and some of these pearls, and I also got this lavender fabric, and all of this came from Walmart. So what we're going to do with the fabric is we're going to be tearing strips to go along with the ribbon and the pearls and everything. Take that cardboard out. I'm just going to move this. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to tear strips in this fabric, and we're also going to take the ribbons and we're just going to start tying it onto the bicycle frame. Let's see which way do I want to cut this. It's hard to tell with this fabric. I'm just tearing strips. Let's get that one out of the way. So now I got that edge off of there. We're just going to cut it about like so, and then just start ripping it. I like the rough edge that it gives it. And once you get this tied onto the frame, with the ribbon and everything else added in, I think it's going to look really good. So we're just going to rip them. And of course, I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me rip up all this fabric, That wouldn't be cool of me at all. But anyway, what we're going to do with this is, let's just see where we want the back. Doesn't really matter to me. Let's just start here. I'm just going to pull that through like so, and then it's going to hang down like this. Now I'm going to do this with a few of the strips of fabric, just so that I can kind of get an idea for the length, and then we're going to start tying on the ribbon. All right, I have a few of the strips tied on, and now I went ahead and opened up the ribbon. Now listen, I know, as exciting as it is to sit here and watch me open packages, I thought I would go ahead and open them so you don't have to sit here and watch me do that. So now I'm going to hold this up and take a look at it so that I can kind of see how long these strips are, okay? And I'm going to cut the ribbon that length, okay? The ribbon and the lace. So let's lay this out. And we're just going to be doing the same thing with this stuff. Just cutting strips and tying it on, okay? We're just going to take it, measure about like so, and then measure it again and leave a little bit, and then cut that, okay? So now we're just going to take that measurement, and I'm just going to cut up all of this stuff, okay? So we're just going to cut all of it up. And then you're just going to start tying it onto your frame like you did this. The way I'm doing it is it's a lot easier on your hands than it is to try to tie knots, And then if you just tie knots, like with the end of it, let's say if you want to go around here and tie it like this, then you're going to have all these, little ends sticking up. I just think this is going to give you a cleaner look, and it's going to save your hands a little bit, okay? So I just put the ends together, and we're just going to run it through, and then pull the ends through the loop just like we did the fabric. We're just going to tighten it up. And like I said, that's all that we're doing with all of this ribbon. Okay? We're just tying it onto the frame. I'm going to do the same thing with the pearls. I think the pearls will stay on there pretty well with this method. If not, I might have to use a little bit of floral wire, to fasten them on there. But I think they'll be okay. But I'm going to go ahead and start tying on the rest of this ribbon, and then we'll come back and take a look.
One eternity later.
Alrighty, moving right along. So what we have a lot. Look, my nails match. So we have all of this ribbon, and I'm going to say that was about half a yard of fabric that I used, ripping it up into strips and tying it all on here. Okay, so you can see right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the little wedge thingies. No, these are the spokes. I'm going to call these the wedges. I have 5 of those that I have not tied anything onto. Okay, so you have all of this lovely ribbon. I hope it looks as good on camera as it does in person, because I love all of this shimmery gold. It is so pretty. But now what I have is this set of lights, and I got this at Walmart. There's 50 count lights on here, 16 feet of lights. And right here on the actual battery compartment, now these take 3 AA batteries, okay? But on the battery compartment here, it will tell you how many times you click this button as to what the lights will do. See? That's why I like these. And then you just press it down and hold it for about 3 seconds and it'll shut off. And I believe these are also on a timer. Right here, this is the warm white. Yeah, built-in timer, 6 hours on, 18 hours off. So, if you have this in a kid's room or something, you don't have to worry about the lights being on all the time. So we have these lights, and we also have this lamb's ear garland from Walmart, of course, 5-foot lamb's ear garland. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this garland and the lights, and we're going to run it all the way around the edge of our bicycle wheel frame doohickey. Now, look what they did. There we go. All right. So you know what? I think I'm going to cut this big bulky part off. Boink. Just like that, because we don't need that. I'm going to be using some floral wire to tie it down. So let's just get that out of the way. Now let's see if we can get this to wrap around twice. That would be wonderful if it would do that. So I know sometimes the packages say, 5 foot, 4 foot, whatever, and then sometimes they fall short, So let's see. I think this will wrap around almost 2 times, almost. So I want the bulk of this to be in the front. Okay, so let's take this and turn it. So the area that did double up, it'll be in the front, so that you can actually see that. If you have this hanging on the wall, you're not really going to see the back part too much. So I want to make sure that the part that's going to be doubled up is going to be here in the front. So we're going to take that, and then we're just going to take some of this floral wire, and we're going to attach the garland and the lights all the way around. Now, as far as the battery pack goes, I'll have to rig something up here in a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is just use some wire or maybe even a pipe cleaner and fasten it up under there. I'll think about it, because this is going to take me a few minutes, okay? So here is my wire. Let's just bend that in half, and now let's find the edge here where will be a good place to start. Let's see. Do you want to just go ahead and run the lights with the garland? I think that might be a good idea. So let's get the end of our lights here, which I have now tangled up. Well, this is just precious. Let me untangle this. Okay, I didn't mess it up as bad as I thought I did. That just took me a few seconds to unwind there. And now it's on the floor. But anyway, let's just find a good place to attach this, and then I'm just going to run the lights in with it, just like this. Now, I do have some lavender that I'm also going to be putting in here. So there's going to be plenty of wire holding everything down. And it's going to look okay when we're done with it. I know you're probably thinking, oh, that looks like a hot mess. It's okay. It's going to look all right when we're finished. That's how everything goes, isn't it? You're like, what am I even doing? And then just keep working on it. It'll be okay. Let's try to cut this close. I can't really see. There's a shadow being cast by my hand. Okay. And now I'm just going to do this all the way around. Just going ever so little bit and taking the wire. Finding a good spot to hold this down. Wrapping the wire just like so. So I'm going to continue working on this, and I'll be back. Okie dokie. So I've gone around twice, wiring down the lights. I wired it down once with the garland, and then I went around again and fastened that down. I really want everything to really be fastened down, so like it's not going to come apart. So that's why I will drive myself nuts using floral wire, putting everything down. But now what we're going to do is just take some of this lavender, and this came from Walmart too. I have 3 or 4 bundles over here. And then I just snipped some pieces like this, and now I'm going to go around and wire these down as well and just keep working my way around with the lights. So let's get the end of our, where did it even go? I do wish I had a bigger table, but you know what? You work with what you got, correct? So let's prop this up a little bit, kind of, sort of, so y'all can see what I'm doing. So let's get this in place, and let's talk about jewelry. Jewelry. Ring bracelet. This is one of my favorite sets, and this came from Paparazzi. I am a Paparazzi consultant. If you'll look in the description box below, there will be a link that says Paparazzi. Click on that link, and then click the link that says shop, and it'll take you to the jewelry. This was $5, and this was $5. Everything on there is $5. Really good price for some cute stuff. And if you're in the mood to shop, check out my coloring books. I just released a line of adult coloring books. So if you're into that type of thing or know someone who is, please, it would help me out a lot. Just go check it out. I do sell on Amazon, and they are shipped via Amazon Prime, so you're going to get them pretty fast. And the price is really awesome as well. I mean, seriously, these are some big coloring books for less than $5. So if you would, please go check that out. All right, so we have this wired down. Now let's take a look. See, we're going to have this with the garland, and then once everything is wired down, go back, you know, and just fluff everything out, get everything into place. So I'm going to keep working my way around with the lavender and the lights, get all of that done, and then we're going to come back and do the little plant hanger thingy doohickey. Hang on. Okay, so I have the lavender and stuff all the way around. You know what? Let me just bring it back over here. I was trying to set it out of the way so that I could work on this part. But this is it. I went around 2 times and put like 2 layers of the lavender. Okay, and that was about 4 bundles. And then we have our battery pack here. Now I was looking at this, and what we can do is this loop here. And I think we could take some floral wire probably and run it through right there. And then over here, run it under these clips and then wire it up and underneath here somehow. I'll have to work on that here in a little bit. But what I'm doing now is working on our little plant holder doohickey. So I took just a tiny little rectangle of floral foam and I glued it down into the bottom. Now, don't worry about that because we're not going to see it, because I got this bag of glass gems. Come here. This bag of glass gems from Walmart. There's some gold and clear in there, and I think that's going to look pretty good down in there. Now, these flowers, they're kind of tall. They're kind of tall. So I'm just trying to kind of, you know, cut them down a little bit because I want to stick them down. Let's see. I know this is probably difficult for y'all to see. I'm sorry. Just kind of cram them down in that foam a little bit and just push them up in there. And I'm just going to put a handful of those flowers down in there. And then once I get it filled up with however many little pieces I want, then we're going to put the glass gems in. But anyway, I am going to start cutting these flowers. And like I said, I'm just going to stick them down in that foam. Excuse me. Might use some glue to stick them down in there. But anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so I have all of my flowers and my little glass gems inside the doohickey. So now what I'm going to do is, let's bring this back. Bring it back. And now we need to start making the hanger for it. So I'm going to set this on the floor. And we'll try to not drop it. Okay. Where is, here it is. This rope. This cording, as I should say. I'm going to use this as the hanger. Okay. Because this is going to have some weight to it once we get the little flower thing tied to it. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to bring this. See, I'm just going to pick a spoke. I'm just going to bring it like so, all the way down, and then I'm going to take it around. And then I'm just going to tie a good sturdy knot, and then we'll just trim off the tail. Let's tie that one more time. Okay. Now let's say we want it to be, you're just going to have to measure with your hands about how high up you know that this is going to be hanging and how low you want it to hang. When you decide that, then just measure it up and say, okay, that we're going to have this as the center point, and then just bring that back down there and cut off a little bit to give us room to tie, and then we're just going to go straight across. See, this is where I tied it right here. We're just going to follow it straight across and tie it right there. Let's see. Tie it right here. And I've kind of got my finger holding on to it to see, you know, like how long I wanted it. See how I've still got my finger holding on to it. And then I'm going to tie it like so. I'm going to tie a nice knot. Let's do it again. Okay, like this. And then we're going to do that again, going in the opposite direction. Oops, I got my ribbon tangled up in it. I'm so sorry. Okay, now let's trim off the tails there. If you want to, you can put like a blob of hot glue, you know, to hold that, just to make double sure that your knots will stay in place. All right. Okay, now let's go here. This will be directly across, so we're going to tie around this spoke. Now, where did my rope go? I've lost it. Basically, you're just tying your rope on in a crisscross pattern just to give it something to, you know, to balance it out so that it isn't, you know, all heavy on one side and it won't flip over, because that wouldn't be good. Okay, we'll cut that, and now we're going to bring it up just to use this as a measurement, and then back down. Okay, about here, that looks good. And I'm going to cut it way down here. See, I'm holding it right here with my finger so that I know that that's how long I want it. And then just taking the free end and just tying it around. Because you don't want one piece of your rope to be, you know, really short and another one be really long, and then it's going to hang up all cattywampus, and that's just ain't going to look good. So let's take this rope, tie it. It's kind of hard to see with all these flowers on here, but just take your time with it. And then once we get this tied on, all you're going to do then is just take another piece of rope, and then we're going to tie the little plant holder to the center. Okay, there's that. And I think that's going to look pretty good. Okay. And then I'm just going to take another piece of rope. Let me cut that here. And you're going to bring up your two pieces, and then we're just going to run this through here. And I'm just going to tie it like this to make a hanger. See, it can hang like so. Right. There's that. Now let me bring this over here and kind of shake out all those little pieces of rope. Okay, I'm going to lay this over here. My chair needs some WD-40. Bless its heart. All right, where did the rope go? My kids like to come in here, and they know they're not supposed to come in here. They come in here and play on the chair. And then mess it all up. About at the end of this package. I'm at the end of my rope. Alright, so this little top here, we want to make sure that we get it perfectly straight so that, you know, when this is on the inside, it isn't going to be turned sideways and you can't see inside of it. So I'm just going to take both ends and thread it through here, and then just back through the loop like so. And then that's going to be nice and sturdy. See? And then we're just going to take it and then run this up through the inside of our wreath frame. And I know I keep switching things back and forth here, but you know what? This is a fairly large project. It's larger than what I thought it was going to be, actually. And it has taken longer for me to make than I thought it would. So I'm just going to find the spokes here where the ribbon starts and stops. We're going to try to get this centered, and I think I'm going to bring the rope up right here. So let me put this underneath. Now this is going to be the difficult part to see, and once again I apologize for that, but you know what, I'm working with what I've got. Okay. Let's say I want it to hang down right there, and then you're just going to tie a knot in it. Okay. And then I'm going to use the floral wire again just to wire the battery pack up. And then it'll be done. But anyway, let me get all of this trimmed up. I hope y'all could see what I was doing. I'm just going to trim the end of this rope. Let me get it hung up. That way, then I can take a really good picture for y'all and you can see what the whole thing looks like and go from there. But anyway, if you would please give this video a thumbs up, click subscribe, check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below, and I hope to see y'all next time. Bye!